Welcome back to the Make the Turn Studios. A very thought-provoking discussion today. I have a very special guest with me here at our Make the Turn Studios. It's Hemanth Tadapelli, and he is somebody who knows a little bit about everything when it comes to cybersecurity. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Justin. And I am truly grateful to be here, obviously, because you guys are doing incredible things around Metro Detroit, but also talking about what we're seeing right now in the industry, AI and cybersecurity. Wherever AI goes is where cybersecurity goes.
Well, and it's such an interesting conversation because what we're going to be talking about today, quite frankly, is a lot of the buzzwords that we're hearing in the media and in your own offices. Is AI really going to replace everything that we do? And you see life through a little bit of a different lens because of your background and experience. So why don't we start there? What is your background and experience with cybersecurity?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So obviously, I've started in cybersecurity years ago, right? I worked for a company called Alex Partner. It's a big boutique consulting firm. After there, I went to go work for Google. After working at Google, I went to go work for Governor Rick Snyder, helping small, medium-sized businesses with cybersecurity. And now I'm kind of leading security and compliance at a company called May Mobility, where we're focused on autonomous vehicles. And throughout my experience, I've always given talks on technical items, helping small, medium-sized businesses with cybersecurity. But I think it's really important because every 39 seconds, Justin, there's a cyber attack happening. Small, medium-sized businesses. Every 39 seconds right now. That's what we're seeing in the industry.
39 seconds?
Every 39 seconds.
And this is around the world or just in the United States?
Around the world.
That's unbelievable. The numbers, and that's the thing, and we were kind of joking before we hit record on this, and it's like, I'm kind of a caveman when it comes to this, and I think that most people out there, while we want to be educated, while we want to understand cybersecurity, we were here a couple weeks ago when we were having pre-planning meetings for this, and one of my coworkers pulled up an app that somebody had suggested. I think it was you, and it was basically they found all my old passwords that were exposed in data leaks by just Googling that. And that's scary for somebody like this. And, my parents are in their 70s, and I'm helping them with all their passwords and stuff like that. Right. I mean, where do we start when it comes to basic cybersecurity?
Yeah.
How can because that's something I think that everybody can hear this and go, am I doing enough to protect myself?
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And I think it's not just protecting your password. That's just one step for the further enhancement of what's going to happen, right? I think right now, especially the generation that have been getting scam calls every other day, right? Of social security number leaks, right? Those are the things that we need to help from an education side, right? We need to pursue that education route of ensuring that our community is actually protecting security, just not on their phone, but their entire family. Because it's just hitting not one by one person, it's hitting the entire population at once. Right. And I think the biggest thing that we need to take a look at is, sure, passwords are important, but your Wi-Fi, right? What type of Wi-Fi are you using? What type of router are we using, right? I don't want to go and get a router from China, right? At the end of the day, those are where the threat actors are coming in, right? And I think you need to build trust and relationships with businesses that are security partners that can help you one by one to really help your growth and help your business be protected at the end of the day.
So that brings up a really interesting thought process. Again, sometimes people hear these things, they go, okay, immediate action. Give me a handful of steps. I don't want to cap you at 3 or if there's more than that. But if you're a small, medium-sized business, maybe what are 3 things that they can do to right now just at least delay the process of somebody potentially hacking you?
Yeah, something in security we talk about is the shift left approach, right? Making sure that you're building security as you're implementing your program, as you're implementing your entire ecosystem in your business. So the first thing first is MFA, Multi-Factor Authentication. If you have an email, if you have any account, and that you have the ability to add your phone number as a signal of saying this person is legitimate and trying to log into your account, go ahead and enable MFA. That's number 1. Number 2 is making sure you have a secure password. Do not put your dog or cat's name. Do not put your grandma's name. Do not put your grandpa's name.
Why are you outing me right now? And most of the people watching this.
Right.
You're right.
Do not put any of your family members' name because those people will know, those attackers will know who those people are just from researching you. And they'll try every single possibility going back and forth, adding numbers, adding digits, adding characters to see if they can try to get into your account. Keep something unique, right? The National Institute of Standards and Technology, they recommend, and this is what I recommend, is to go something between 11 to 16 characters.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, just don't do 10 characters and then exclamation mark, right? Do something to put 2 or 3 words with a number or a character in front of it, right? Something that makes it unique. And the third thing is, sure, you do that password, great. go change it every like 60 to 90 days. That's what they recommend. Every 90 days is the good benchmark, because if you're going to keep your entire security hygiene protected of your ecosystem, that's what you need to do.
So that brings up an interesting question as well. When I think about what my iPhone or iPad or my Mac tell me when I make a password at a new place,
Yeah.
and it says want to save password in your password code thing, and I say yes because it's the ease and the convenience of that.
Right.
Is that safe?
That is completely safe. There's also a lot of companies out there that you can trust, and you have to pay obviously month to month depending on what type of password keeper you want. But it's also important that the password for your password keeper, you need to protect the password of that. I know that's kind of complicated, but
The password of the password of the password.
Yeah, exactly. It's the root cause of where all your passwords are leaving, right? And that's where you need to protect that.
I'm just trying to think of real world applications, because cybersecurity is so much more in depth than just the password protection, making sure your router and Wi-Fi. Tell me a little bit about Beehive.
Binary Hive Technologies.
That's the one. I like to call it Beehive. I'm changing the name.
I kind of do like Beehive.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's a little more, catchy.
It's a little more modern. Binary Hive Technologies, obviously, it's a company that's focusing on cybersecurity and AI solutions right now, right? For example, if you need pen testing done, if you need security assessments done, right? We would come in and take a look at your ecosystem and give you a risk matrix of where you are. And these are the things that you need to do, and we'll help you do those things, right, at the end of the day. And we're also looking at the latest threats in the industry, not just, what you see on the news, but even taking a deeper dive into what we're seeing in the industry and telling you how to keep yourselves protected.
I mean, it's similar to what we do at Make the Turn when it comes to a client or a partner might come to us and say, hey, take a look at our website for the health of our website, knowing how is the SEO linked, do we have enough content, the blogs, all of the connected parts that make your website stand out stronger on the internet. It's similar to what you're going to do. And I think that would be the question. And maybe you have some sort of stat that shows there's probably, and no knock on anybody who hasn't done it, but there has to be a large contingent of small to medium-sized businesses who maybe haven't even really thought about this.
They haven't thought about this at all, and that's the issue. And in the city of Detroit and just the Detroit metro area, there are so many businesses that are having these amazing ideas, right? And if you build a company and within 39 seconds you lose your reputation, I mean, that's sad, right? Just because you clicked on a phishing link, for example, and you didn't know, and you put in your account numbers, your bank account information, and all that is just gone within just seconds. And then you have an attacker asking for ransom, saying, you need to give me XYZ dollars for me to release all your information, right? You don't want to be in that situation.
No, that sounds terrible.
Right?
I would not like to.
And this is why companies need to take security seriously. Not just at the end of the day and saying that, I think I should start taking a look at cybersecurity, right? Because as you're building, all the information is going to be stacking one on another. And that's going to give more of an attack surface for attackers to come in and take all that away.
Well, and you're right. You've probably seen it throughout your career.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing people's lives just completely, crumbled.
Yeah,
because of the lack of I don't want to call it basic, but it is relatively basic, is it not?
Yeah, well, it's basic in its visibility, right? You want to make sure you're having an entire landscape to look at. So I got my undergrad at Kettering University, right? I got my bachelor's in computer science with a concentration in cybersecurity. And then I went off to grad school at UC Berkeley and got my master's in cybersecurity. And now I'm getting my PhD in cyber defense, right? So I've seen it firsthand of why this is an important topic. And my job, and the reason I got into cybersecurity was to help companies, to help people, to keep them secured, right? And growing up, being a South Asian American man, I was told to become a doctor. But I would say let me become a doctor of cybersecurity, right? I want to help people from a cyber health, a cyber hygiene perspective.
Right.
Right. Keep companies safe and clean and secure is kind of the biggest thing. And, as my mission is not to just, make money at the end of the day, but cyber does pay well, right? But it's the impact that you're creating.
Right.
And out of college, I was actually recruited by the National Security Agency to go work for them.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yeah. And obviously, I don't work for them right now, but at some point...
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You're not an agent?
I am not an agent.
Okay.
But that's kind of the reason why public service and security go hand in hand.
Yeah. Honestly, I just a little bit about me. I barely got a 3.0 in college, and I have just a bachelor's. So good for you.
You built an incredible business, right?
No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing because I think that what's so fascinating about it, and we want to continue having discussions with you about this. And I think that one thing is a lot of businesses that might be watching this understanding, oh, well, let's check to see if we've done these things. Do we have these procedures in place? How can people get in touch with you directly? I know we'll put some of his links and his email and probably pass protected code to get in there and get it, because we're going to make sure it's secure. But how can people get in touch with you?
Reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can find me, Hemanth Tadapelli. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. We'll start a conversation and see where I can help you and help your organization, right? And make the Turns do an incredible job, obviously, not just from the golfing area, but every single industry right now, because security is not just for the pharmaceutical companies, not just for the healthcare companies, it's for everybody, because it is encompassing every single industry right now.
Well, and the growth that we've seen in Metro Detroit across all business right now is just, and the last thing we would want to see is obviously that get hit because of a wave of things. Is that typically how it happens? Is it like how do attackers look at this? Give us that perspective.
That's a good question. So let's talk about like Black Friday, Thanksgiving, holiday season. A lot of scams are happening during that time, right? We had one of the biggest security attacks a few years ago called SolarWinds attack. It was a big software supply chain attack that happened in the industry. And a lot of teams that were supposed to go on Christmas break had their laptop open and were working. I was one of them, right? I was going through that entire situation and making sure that my company was secured. The same exact thing is, for example, a few days ago, we had a lot of universities get compromised, right? Students are finishing off the semester. Attackers know that, so they go hack into the grading systems and retrieve student information. And there's a ransom out there that says you need to pay up. If not, we're going to release all this information, right? And that's by law, like that's illegal, right?
Yeah. We don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that at all. And I guess I think another part of this too is like understanding that business owners are overworked. They've got a lot of different things going on at any point in time. Is for them working with you, is that more of a set it and forget it? Do you have like constant contact with that? Like how would that workflow work between a business that reached out to you?
No, a client for me is like a family, right? I want to make sure I want to be with them the entire time. The same way that you go to your doctor, right, every few months.
You're going to your other doctor
Your
now.
other doctor, exactly. And my goal is to keep that cyber hygiene safe and secure and clean.
Are you familiar with Dr. Mario?
I am not.
Oh, God, I'm dating myself once again. Well, Mario, the character from Nintendo, all he was wearing was like the doctor's headband and a white coat.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard to imagine. But I think we've got a new avatar for this guy, because Dr. Hemanth Tadapelli has joined us here, learned so much. Make sure you definitely check out Binary
Hive Technologies.
Make sure you check out Binary Health Technologies. And, of course, look him up on LinkedIn. Find him, because he's a very smart man and he can help save your business. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it all. Thank you.